everybody. My name is Nan, and I am the owner and founder of Breakthrough M2 Weight Loss to Wellness. And I am sitting today with Britney Schoonmaker, and she has been a very successful client on our weight loss program. So Britney has decided that she'd like to tell her story for many reasons. One, probably for herself, and two, for you. So thank you, Britney, for doing this. I appreciate you being here. And can you just tell us a little bit about your background, how much you've lost, and what your journey was like?
Well, that's a long one, but the condensed version is I've always been a very heavy person. I developed PCOS as a teenager, about 14, 15 years old. I think I was finally diagnosed with that. Was told it could go away if I lost weight, but it's a metabolic condition because of hormones. So good luck with that. And that was basically the help I got. So I was content with how I was because I was basically told I had to be. I tried certain things. I tried exercising, tried dieting on my own. Nothing ever really fell off. It might be 5 pounds here, 8 pounds there. It never really made it worthwhile for me. This did. So I started this one because of a coworker who did this diet, and she was telling me about this program with these drops that will help you lose weight. And me being the skeptic that I am, sure, yep, just like all those other ones on the internet that I'm still targeted by, which is funny. I may have used the thought snake oil, but after she was on it and lost what she did, I did it myself. I took the plunge. I said, you know what? What's another try? If it doesn't work, I can add it to the list of things that didn't work.
Yep.
It did. It did. Yeah. I'm sitting here. Yes, I did it 3 different times, but every time I did it, I learned something new about me, about what I tolerate, about what I don't, and how I needed to change my everyday life to keep myself where I was happy. I'm sitting here officially as of Saturday, 70 pounds down.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And I'm never going back. No. I got rid of all the clothes that fit me then. I was so proud of them because I was still in clothes I wore in high school. I was large in high school too. Right. I'm now in larges. I had to replace a pair of snow pants because they were too big.
Nice.
No. Yeah. It costs me money, but I'm happy to spend that money. I am happy to spend money on clothes that are a size large. Right. I never thought that would happen. Yeah. But yeah, I did it. I think it was 3 months each time I did it. I dropped weight every time. I plateaued every time. But between me knowing what had happened with my coworker and Coach Georgia being like, just keep going.
Yeah.
I kept going through it because my plateaus were a problem with other diet plans because it's this hard to lose 5 pounds and then stay the same for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time. You're like, why am I doing this? And I lost somewhere between 28 and 30 pounds each time I did it. I was going back is because I was, I'm still maintaining. Let me do this that I was doing before. It probably won't affect me now. It did. But now I know that. I know that I don't do that. I indulge every now and then. I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, you did such a strict diet. The key word there is did.
Right.
It's a lifetime thing. So yes, you get this book that says you can only eat this much. The amount of food you can eat fits on 2 pages.
Yeah.
But it's only for as long as it takes for you to get where you're needing to go. It's not forever. Yeah. That's the most important thing for people to remember on this. It's hard when you first do it. The second time I did that wasn't as hard because I knew what I had to do and I knew where I messed up. But it's been a journey I tell people about all the time, probably to the point of being annoying, but I don't care.
Yeah. You know, what's annoying is the fact that, you can't get into clothes that you like to, or you don't feel good when you walk past a mirror, or, you have to keep going to the doctor because of medication changes, or that to me is annoying.
Yeah.
Not not feeling good about who you are when you walk out, constantly having that thing in the back of your head of just not feeling 100%.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 31 and my body was hurting all the time.
Yes.
It's still because I carried the weight for so long, but nothing like it did.
Right.
I put on, like, because of where I work, I put an x-ray gown on. I'm like, I wore 10 of these as fat. That's ridiculous. It doesn't feel the same, but when you think about it like that, it's like, dang, how did I do that? And also I understand why everything hurts. Because just them is heavy. I lost 7 of them, roughly. But it's changed things for me big time. Now, I'm not saying that. Like, what I do is on the floor with animals all the time. I need to be able to get up and get up quickly sometimes. I need to be able to lift things and, move fast without losing breath. I can do those things now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really do them that well before. I managed because I had to, but now I can. And that's made a really big difference for me.
That's awesome. It's awesome. All right. The next question I put on here was, how do you feel your attitude has changed towards your health? And, I think you just answered that. I mean, well, you said, you see how your body reacts now. You were more so, which is interesting. I never realized how sensitive I am to certain foods or food groups, and how that affected my weight. I never thought about inflammation and other things adding to the number. So tell us a little bit about that.
I grew up, I had a cleft lip and palate too. So I grew up on a lot of soft foods, mainly pastas. We know they're carbs. They are good. They are not good for you in pounds. So I lived on them. The first time I did this diet, I'm like, how am I going to not eat them? What am I going to eat?
Yeah.
Give a list. There you are. Not eating them for 3 or 4 months, however long it was easy. Was easy. I had a list of things I could eat, I could pick from. So it took away the temptation to try to find something else to eat because I had my list. There weren't any more options. They were right there. And after, on my first time around, I did my diet. I lost probably almost 30 pounds that time. And I said, you know what? Hey, let's see what happens. Immediately put weight back on. Immediately.
Yeah.
I did to an uncomfortable degree. I put weight back on. Dairy's the exact same way. I just indulged in a little ice cream yesterday and gained 2 pounds overnight. Thank you very much. But I'm not mad about that because tomorrow I'm going to be going anyway because I'm not doing it again. So, and that's the thing. Like, you can have those little treats for yourself. Don't freak out about it.
Right.
Don't freak out about an increase here, an increase there, because as you maintain your day to day, you're fine.
Exactly.
I've been maintaining since June now, which by now I would have started slowly creeping back up again in the past couple times that I've done this. But I never realized how quickly things like that would affect that number. I never thought about it. And now I pay attention to it all the time. I, do my daily weigh-in the morning still. I have the Lose It app, so I log all my food, and I can tell what I've eaten over the past day or two that might have caused what I'm seeing. And then it goes away. Yeah. Because I'm not doing it every day. Right. So I actually still hardly ever eat pasta because it's not worth it in the end because it actually hurts me. But I didn't know how bad I reacted to it before this because it was a day-to-day thing. Right. I constantly had that inflammation. I constantly had that bloating. And then I didn't. And when I added it back in, that's one of the first things I learned was my body was like, no, don't do that. Like, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. Every now and then, sure. Do I pay the price? Yes. Is it worth it? Probably not, but it is at the time, and it's my little thing I'll do every now and then. And by every now and then, I mean a couple times a year.
Right. Right. And it's amazing too, because, the pain and suffering that a lot of people go through. I mean, in your situation, you could have related that to the PCOS and just thought that that was part of it and you had to live with that. But, in the meantime, it might not have been all of it. And you didn't have the opportunity to see the difference. That's one of the things I tell people too. And I'm glad you brought up the fact, I've done this 3 times, but I've learned more about myself every single time. That is something and full transparency, I've done the diet several times too. I was able to keep my weight off for 6 years. And then when my mom passed away, things started unraveling. My whole life started unraveling. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean, like, there were foundational pieces to my life that I built my life on that now were being removed one after the other because of my choices, my attitude, my beliefs had changed about things. And, these things that I had been leaning on my whole life that were my foundation were now just gone. And now I had to learn how to rebuild. And in the interim of all that, I was not making great choices. It was very emotional for me to go through all these different things that had happened in my life. Some brought on by me, some not. Right? My dad passing away, my mom passing away. That's not within our control. You know, our emotional world after those things happen, or whatever choices we make after that happen, we can't predict that. We don't know how we're going to react. But yeah, I mean, there was a big time frame where I was just not even taking care of myself. And over the last 4 to 5 years, I have tried the diet several times, put on about 20, 25 pounds, lost some of it, gained it back, lost some of it, gained it back. And I'm now at the point where at this stage of the game, could I do my diet right now and lose the weight, in the next 3 to 4 weeks? Yeah, I could. But right now, I've actually got myself to the point where I'm working out every morning. Yep. I never did that.
No.
Never.
No.
And I like it. So even though my weight's not changing right now, I don't care. Because it's not about the weight. It's about where my head is at, about who I am. And can I get that weight off? Yeah, I can. And I know that I'm going to manifest that weight loss from a happy place this time, which I've never done. How many times have I manifested weight loss? Lots. How many times has it been from a good place? Never.
Yeah.
I've manifested weight loss from I'm disgusted. I'm in pain. I can't stand looking at myself. I'm miserable. I'm undisciplined.
Yeah.
Well, none of that's happy.
And I was right there too.
Yeah.
I'm so disgusted with how I feel, how I look, how I move. I need to do something. And then did this program, and I was like, could it really be that simple? Not simple, but could it really be?
It's not easy.
No. Like that little box for Yeah. That was this is my saving grace right now. This little box and these bottles in it, my little spoon that I used to measure it out. But the second and third time around, I got more and more positive starting it, because I was like, all right, I know it works. I know I can do this because I've already done it. It's not I'm going to lose weight. It's I already have, and I am.
Yeah.
So let's just keep doing it. And I'm going to apply what I learned the first time that I let lapse, which we're human. It happens.
We are.
And I'm going to not do that again, because I know where it's going to go. Each time I gained less back. But
there it is. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I lost more, but I gained less back. The last time I just did, I got to 199. I'm like, no, I am not being over 200 pounds again. I am not doing it.
Yep.
Even when I did my loading weekend, I got to 199.7 or 6 or something. I'm like, oh my God, no. I know I have to do this, but oh my God. But it was on purpose that time.
Right.
And then I'm 151 as of Saturday. So
so great.
I can't complain. I will
Right.
not for 200 pounds again. I won't do it. I can't do it. My body cannot do it.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let me go to this next one. We talked about that one already. This is interesting. Were there any obstacles you overcame during the journey? And you said at the very end of my first time in the program, I had to decide whether or not I was going to continue my drops while on vacation with my family or transition. The temptation was definitely there, but I did okay. My work schedule is a whole other issue then and now, but my team has supported me through all this and even helped me remember to do what I had to do. So the plateaus, the events, the social calendar, whatever was going on, those things were an issue for you, but you made up your mind that you were not going to allow that to interfere with your goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Because my first time around, we were going down to Florida. My transition phase was starting the day we were making a 24-hour drive. That was terrifying. That was terrifying. My little box that I had clutched to that kept me doing this, it reminded me of why I was doing it. I didn't need it. It was gone. I didn't have to bring it with me. I clutched my scale instead. But
yeah,
that safety net, that comfort was gone. I was supposed to be adding things back in to my diet while on vacation. I was like, how is this going to go? Because I still wasn't in that positive place yet. I'm like, I did it. I lost it. Yes, I lost it. Oh my God, now what? What am I going to do? I don't have my box. I'm going to find somewhere to put my scale. I'm going to keep track of this. And I'm not going to let a vacation set me backwards. I didn't. I think I might have put back a pound on in the week we were gone and then immediately lost it again.
That's nothing now.
No,
Yeah.
It's really not. But it was the proof I needed after that first time around that I did this and what I did was going to work. It wasn't one of those plans that as soon as you came off, you put it all back on again. Just doing the plan every day again. It was my habit that changed. It was it wasn't the drops making me make these decisions to do this. They were my reminder that this is what I was doing, but they were also why. As that continued to go down, my weight went down. It was this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going with it. But I'm making the decision to do these things. Yeah. So it was almost like it was a bit of a trial by fire because I lost my comfort. And I was thrown into the deep end of here's real life again. Good luck.
Yeah.
But I was already where I needed to be. I just needed to stay there.
Yeah.
And the fact that I did it in Florida, South Carolina and Florida on that trip, showed me that I could do this. It was going to be okay. I didn't need a little box anymore. I didn't need my bottles anymore. I didn't need my little spoon anymore.
Yes.
So,
I know that, one of the things I always say to people is that, the drops are amazing. They help you on a physical level lose the correct fat that you actually don't need back. On the same part of that, the drops don't make you drink your water. The drops did not make you bring your scale. The drops didn't make you make the right choices when you were on the program or not. We always say to people, we love seeing less of you. And we say that because we know that we're empowering you to recognize who you are.
Yeah.
You don't need a breakthrough M2 weight loss program to recognize your strength, your power, who you are, what you've done. It might help take the blinders off and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I can do this. And that's exactly the position that we want to be. But we don't want to be in the position of being someone's crutch or thinking or allowing people to think that that is what's going on. It is not. Everybody that goes through this program is empowered to make those choices on their own and recognize their own personal strength in this whole thing. You have complete control over what's happening with you. Yeah. And when people understand that and they start applying it, to new lessons, or they realize, oh, wow, I didn't apply that understanding to that. And that's why that happened. That's all it is. That's all it is. Settle into the new person that you just became while doing this program.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that the constructs of the program are setting you up for that type of success and that type of empowerment and aha moments happening.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we really want people to understand.
Yeah.
Now, I did ask you in here, although you do say no to tons of stuff when you're on the program, there were a lot of things that you're saying yes to. Yeah, I have to take a break here too. Oh, I don't have an issue near me. All right, so here we go. He'll cut that out.
I start reading. I'm like, oh my God.
All right. So although when you're on this program, it is very it is very rigid. I hate using the word rigid and strict. I do like to use that term structured, and it really is. It is so structured. So in that vein, you are saying no to a lot of things that you normally could either have just said yes to or not even thought about it saying yes to. So although you're saying no to certain things like food choices, events, social drinking, limited exercise, what were you saying yes to?
I was saying yes to being there for my family, for being there for my patients. I was being there for me. I was making all these decisions and choices. You need to go away. I'll start that over again. Okay, you're going to stay over there. Awesome. But no, I was saying yes to a healthier me, someone who's going to be around for my family, someone who's going to be around for my patients, for my friends, for a long time, hopefully, for a life. Yeah. It hurt to do anything. I didn't want to do anything because it hurt. I didn't exercise because it hurt, which was the only thing the doctor told me to do to help with the weight loss to get rid of the PCOS, which was quite the cyclical situation there. So I was saying yes to not being stuck anymore. I was given a method to change my life, and I said yes to doing it. And I will never regret that decision. I honestly won't. Yeah. It's changed the way I go about my day. I exercise every morning now. It's low impact yoga because I do have joint things from being so heavy. Do still hurt, but now strengthening what I have, I'm managing that. I'm getting over that. I'm helping strengthen what needs to be strengthened to counter that. But I can now, where before I couldn't do that.
Yes.
It's a yes to being a healthier person and not going back to where I was so unhappy. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Your biggest aha moment you wrote down was, my mentality changed from I can do this to I am doing this. And one of the things that I see with people is that they're not only skeptical about the program, the drops, or whatever, they're also skeptical about who they are and whether or not they are going to actually do what they need to do to be successful. So that skepticism is such a big deal. But I love that you said, I can do this to I am doing this.
I am the kind of person who I like to be proven wrong. I will think negatively until I am proven wrong, and I will admit that I was wrong. But you got to show me I was. This did. I did not think it would work the way it did. I was like, all right, sure, I'll give it a shot. I had the mentality that I could do it because I saw that it did work. But would it for me? And that was when it started, that I finally said, it's not that I can, because I know that I can. Mentally, physically, I can do this. But once it started falling off and I'm watching that graph on the website start trending down, that when it was, it is happening. I am doing this. It is working.
Yes.
And I'm wrong to be skeptical in a way, just because that is who I am. But my skepticism was proven wrong, and I am very happy that it was.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I remember when I first decided to do the diet, I was 40 years old. I had been dieting for 22 years. My aunt did the program. She dieted her whole life. And at that point she was 60 and she dropped the weight and she kept it off. And that was what I was watching for. She told me about the program, like Dr. Simeon's protocol. Obviously this is my program, but she told me about his protocol. And I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Dieting, not for me. No, dieting doesn't work. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't work. But when I watched her month after month keep it off, then I finally decided, and I said to myself, you know what? You're miserable. I was on the floor crying. I couldn't fit into this size. I literally had to move up into the next size, which now I have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Yeah, because I can't fit into these clothes. And here I am, a math teacher. I mean, it's not like I could go to school the same outfit every day. Yeah. I had to buy a wardrobe and I was just beside myself. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And that's when I decided, well, the only thing I have to lose is $300. I can afford to lose $300. I mean, I go out to eat 3 times a month. Same thing.
Yeah, essentially. I
won't be doing that. So I can afford to do that. And well, maybe I will lose some weight. Yeah. I don't know. But I promised myself that I would give it my all, because that's not fair to shortchange myself if I'm going to make the commitment. And that's what I did. Yeah. So, that to me was, that's where I came into, after dieting for so long and being let down so many times, not only by myself, but by some of these ridiculous things that they were selling. I mean, I was hoping. So,
do this, do that. It just, and there's so many options and there's so many, this will work for you. It doesn't say why, it just says it's gonna. This will work for you. This will work for you. And then you read the comments and people are like, it worked great for me. I lost 30 pounds. I gained 20. It's all over the place. It's all over. The only way you're gaining on this one is if you don't do it the right way. And structured, you know exactly what you have to do when you have to do it. So even for people who don't have, a lot of self-discipline, you don't need it. You just need, this is the time I have to do this. This is the time I have to eat. I have to take my drops at this time. You can literally plan out your day, and all you have to do is remember. There's so few decisions you have to make.
There you go.
I don't want to say it's simple, because it's not, but it also is in the same respect. It takes any of those decisions that make dieting hard.
Yes.
They're not an option.
Right.
You don't have to put that much thought into it. You do your program and you remember that it's not for life. It's not for the decisions you make and the habits you form, sure. But the actual strict program is just to get you where you want to be. And then from there, it's on you. But now you have the tools to do so. And that's the biggest thing. Is most things don't give you that. They go, eat these meal plans, eat these frozen things. And then you stop and it's like, what was the point?
What am I supposed to eat now? No.
For the rest of my life? No. No.
Right. It's just not sustainable.
No.
But when you go from a whole food menu to a more expansive whole food menu, that's sustainable. Yeah. I didn't say whole grain. I said whole food. Yeah. All right. So we're coming to the time now where you can do your success scream and you can do it as loud or soft as you want. But at this point now, your name, how much you've lost, and I ask people to write down who they are right now. So your 3 I ams are coming up.
All right.
So the floor is yours, my dear.
All right. Well, my name is Britney. I did this program off and on for 3 months at a time and lost a collective 70 pounds and also got rid of a PCOS diagnosis. And I am finally healthy. I am the happiest I can remember in a very long time. And I'm finally comfortable in my own skin because of this program.
Nice. And your choices.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy you spent this time with me. And I'm so grateful that you did the program and you gave yourself the grace and the forgiveness and the opportunity to expand who you are and believe in yourself the way you did. And moving forward with that, that's amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having this thing. I wouldn't be who.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, Miss Britney, that was it. Thank you again that you did this all over again for us.
It's
all right.
But
well, I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay. You have a wonderful Monday. Thank you for letting my week start out this way. Had it recorded. All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.